Yeah, Pace Morby is a scam. Let me tell you why.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 9 of the Real Estate Investor Hub podcast. Today, we're joined with a very special guest. We have Ramiro.
Yeah, my name is Ramiro Cardenas.
And we also have my co-host.
I'm Ramos.
And my name is Caleb Daniels. So yeah, today we're just going to kind of talk to Ramiro a little bit. He's gotten his first real estate deal done not too long ago, and he's going to kind of tell us about that. So yeah, how's it going, Ramiro?
It's going good, bro. First off, I just want to say I know there's a lot of people watching, and I'm very busy like a lot of y'all, and there's going to be a lot of excuses. But I just want to let y'all know that, I was working a W-2 job as well, waking up at 3:40 in the morning, getting my workout in early in the morning, and then going to work. And I didn't get home until about 7:30 p.m. And I have a family. I have a kid as well. And I would try to make at least 2 to 3 phone calls after I get off. I know everybody's busy, but you have to make priorities, and you just got to do what others won't do. That's how you succeed.
Exactly. That's one thing about Ramiro is that he doesn't make excuses. He just goes out and does things. So, major props to him for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me how you tell everybody how you kind of got into real estate. Like, what was your main motivation in getting into real estate?
Man, I don't know. I just want to do real estate full time, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody at one point, you get tired of working for somebody else. You get tired of, like right now, I can't have a flexible schedule. I'm taking orders from somebody else. If they tell me, hey, you're staying 10 hours today, even if it's on Christmas Day, you're staying. If they tell me you're working 16 hours, you got to stay. And, it's just being financially free. And also, I want to build generational wealth. I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this for my family, for my wife, my son. And I want to be a leader as well. I want to be someone who teaches other people how to do this as well. Have employers at one point, have people working for you.
Have employers or employees?
Employees. And that's really what it's about. Just having fun with it, having fun and also helping people in the process. Not just about money. The money's cool too, but it's helping people who are in need where no one else can help them.
Yeah. So, within real estate, you've already started. You got in your first deal. What type of investing do you do? Are you a wholesaler? Do you creative finance? Like, what are you doing?
What first caught my interest was sub 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like I heard about Pace Morby. I remember I was watching Bigger Pockets. This was maybe like in 2019, 2020. And I just started watching Bigger Pockets, and I thought it was cool, everything they were talking about. And then once I seen Pace Morby get on there, I was like, oh no, that's it. I'm gonna stop watching Bigger Pockets, and I went straight to Pace Morby. And I just started binge watching all his videos. And I probably did that for about, 2 years, just trying to learn. Like I was like scared. I was like, no, I gotta know everything. I have to know everything in case they ask me this, in case they ask me that. And I feel like I should have just taken action. But I didn't have a community. And I feel like with Pace Morby, you start getting to know people. And if you don't have to know the answer because someone else will. There's some people who are seasoned and they can help you with everything. So, I got my first wholesale deal. It was to get capital, really. And I helped in a position where nobody else could because they didn't have equity in the home. And we just took over the payment. And but the main deal is talking to the agent. The agents that you gotta grab them by the horns and you gotta pull them to the side sometimes. Y'all know how it is. But it was real fun. It was real fun, the process.
Yeah. So tell me about the process that you went with that property. I mean, it's gotta. You said like with the agent, it had to be a hassle, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, this one was pretty lenient, but to get to this guy, you had to go through I had to go through 30 other agents. Mm-hmm. It's like, do you really want it? It's basically, it's basically testing you. Like, no, like you're gonna get 30 no's. You're gonna have 30 people cuss you out, and you're gonna have my seller would never, and the deals were never presented to them.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, you'll meet somebody who's open to the idea, and that's basically how I went about it. But the property is it's in Galveston, Texas. The way I kind of went about it is I already went confident in because, like I said, we already have a community. So finding the end buyer wasn't the problem compared to just trying to get a house on contract. You got it on contract, but you don't have an end buyer. And that's where most people go wrong. They try to find houses. No, you got to find your end buyers first, and then you get the property on contract. And then you have backup end buyers in case that one backs out. Yeah, and the agent got paid his commission, of course, and the seller got paid opposed to where he was going to lose. He was going to pay $5,000, $10,000. I can't remember how much that was. And I got paid, and the end buyer got it. My buddy, he got it for 2.75 interest rate.
Oh wow. Really good.
Yeah, so he got 2019 prices. 2019, yeah, it was real good.
Well, how'd you find it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I found it by basically getting like on batch leads, just getting a low equity list, and yeah, I just started dialing. You know, on my free time, I try to call 5 people if I can, but it's really like, you know, like you're gonna have to be on the phone for like an hour for you to talk to 5 people because most of them don't pick up. And once the agents do pick up, it's like I said, a lot of them are just gonna, like, they already know. A lot of people have already called them and like, hey, is this about sub 2? Like, oh, you know, you try to go around and they're like, no, they're not interested. We've already had 30 people reach out. And, you know,
how do you go about convincing or explaining that to agents?
An agent, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can actually convince them. You know, like in their head, it's already like they got 30
like
other people.
Illegal or something. Like it's
yeah,
not,
I think a lot of the agents, maybe they have like new people reach out to them. Like a lot of new people about sub 2, and they don't know how to overcome the objections, and they don't know how to explain it. So maybe, you know, they get the wrong idea of sub 2. And once you get, like, if I put Luis, he knows how to overcome objections. So maybe he'll be able to get the deal, but someone who's been in sub 2 for a week won't be able to get it just because experience comes into play. But at the end of the day, if the agent's, you know, if he's not going to change his mind, he's not going to change his mind. It doesn't matter what you tell him.
Right.
But the main thing is tell them they're going to get paid. That's the first thing you say. Hey, you're going to get paid, bro. I'm not going to go behind your back. That's the main thing. But what would you say about that? How would you overcome objections?
I would say send them an offer. Send them an offer with a contract. You're like, this is how much your commission is going to be. This is what we're getting at. By that point, legally, they have to present it to their seller. And then you know, they have to.
Yeah.
That's important.
If you really want.
I mean, if they want to get paid, but a lot of them are stubborn, man. You know, they're stuck in their ways, and they're not open to sub 2. They're not open to any. A lot of them aren't even open to seller finance. So you tell them sub 2, and it's like, whoa, it's out of their comfort zone. They don't want to learn about it. You know, you just have to tell them, hey, you know, we're gonna go through title. Everything's gonna be legal. We'll send you proper contracts, like the trek, you know, something they're familiar with, and we'll just add an addendum to it.
What was the title company that you went through with this deal?
I went through it's called Patent Title.
Okay.
Yeah, I went through them.
Okay.
Through them in Houston. Yeah, I went through them, and it was a pretty easy process. They basically everyone was on board. They kind of knew what was going on. That's the main thing. I'm glad I went with him because if I would have went with another title company, don't deal with title companies
out of the blue.
Out of the blue. Don't just take their word for it and call and ask them. Say, hey, do you deal with sub 2? Because of course they're gonna tell you yes. Why? Because they're gonna get paid. No. Make sure you get references. It's like me. Hey, you want to come fix my car? Oh yeah, man, come on. I'll go fix it for you. You know, I'll mess something up for them, and then they gotta come back to me. You know, so. You know, get references for sure, and that's multiple people, and then you can ask the community, that's like, you know, leaders. That's how I deal with that.
So yeah, give us the details on this deal that you had gotten.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the exact numbers. So the seller got paid $5,000. The agent, he got his 2.5% commission, which is $8,800. Which is $13,800, and then I got paid my assignment fee. I got $9,200, so it's $23,000 plus closing costs, which is about $2,000.
Yeah.
So he was all in about $25,000 on a property that is. The loan on it was $351,000 with the interest rate of 2.75. So entry rate of 25,000. What do you think of that?
What do you call me?
I got you on the next one. So that's a pretty good entry fee. Yeah, that's less than 10%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's like what, 34,000 for 10%? Yeah, so he got a real good entry. But again, this is my first deal, and he kind of helped me out with the paperwork, kind of babied me through it. So that's why, I was like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna, no problem at all.
More learning, and I mean, you got a pretty good check for that anyway. So yeah, it's
but for sure, don't get stingy with it, guys.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get paid, if you have to get paid less to make a deal happen, get paid less. Don't try to do what you can on your own. But if you need help, don't worry about helping other people. Help other people as well, and show them that you appreciate them for the time, for tutoring you, for babying you, telling you how to do things. That's what I have to say about that.
So remember, tell us about some of the struggles you faced growing up.
Some of the struggles I faced growing up?
You overcame here, especially here in Southeast Texas, as a Latino.
I can say that I definitely learned a lot from my dad. Definitely working hard. I think I can't speak for every Hispanic parent, but I think my dad, he really pushed us to work hard. In everything we do, try to work harder than everybody else. Don't make excuses. If you can't do it, figure out a way to do it, or ask somebody. You can always get it done. So he kind of pushed that into me, and my dad was an entrepreneur as well. I don't know if I told y'all, but my dad had rental properties, and he sold them all. He sold them seller financed. At one point, he had I think 7 seller financed houses.
Jeez.
So I kind of, that kind of sparked that inside of me.
We should have him on the show.
Yeah, that kind of sparked that inside of me. But I feel like the part where my dad went wrong is, he didn't grow up here. He was from Mexico and he came here. So on the paperwork side, he wasn't that good on it. And I feel like, he kind of got burnt on the paperwork side because he wouldn't put the late payments. He wouldn't put, if you don't pay, this happens, those type of things. And that's kind of where, it sparked the idea in my head. But it also kind of scared me because I was like, dang, like my dad's getting burned and this and that. But now, I got around the right people and it's like, oh, there's ways around it. You can fix it. So that's kind of a good thing, It's kind of like I learned lessons without actually being burned. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So like going through, real estate, what is the biggest lesson that you've learned?
And it's like you just have to keep going. You have to keep going, and I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is just keep going. Sometimes it's gonna feel like you're wasting your time, and sometimes it's gonna feel like is this actually gonna happen for me? I put in the work. It's not like a W-2 job. You work 50 hours, you're gonna get your check for 50 hours. This you can put in 100 hours and you might get one deal. It's nothing promised, but there's lots of big rewards, for sure. Once you get the ball rolling, once you get the first deal, it's like, this is possible. I can do this. But it's until then, there's a lot of, you can get discouraged a lot on the way. And definitely that's where community comes into play. And you have to get around people who are like-minded. And they're keeping up with you. Hey, did you get a deal yet? Hey, did you get a deal yet? Why not? Let me help you out. Those type of things. Because I feel like a lot of family members you have around you, or even your closest friends, they're not going to understand you. They don't know the struggle of what it's like trying to do this. They don't know because they're okay with their W-2 job. And that's perfectly fine. But, sometimes you want to look the other way and ask for advice. And it's like, you can't ask for advice for someone who hasn't been through it.
Right.
So you ask for some advice for someone who's been burned and been through the ringer, and they tell you, don't give up, keep going. And that's all I really have to say. Just don't take advice from people who are not where you want to be. That's really it.
How long you joined Sub 2? And the other question that it's always in the internet is Pace Morby a scam?
Yeah, Pace Morby is a scam. Let me tell you why. It took me 4 months to get a deal. He promised me on my day one I was gonna get a deal. That's how it works, right? You pay money, you get a deal the same day. It didn't work like that. So he ripped me off, man. No, he's not a scam. I got all my money back from one deal and plus some. Like I said, it's a time game. It's a numbers game. You have to keep going. You have to keep pushing. But to answer your question, I joined Pace Morby's community about maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I believe. And
No, we joined together now.
yeah, about 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, and it's absolutely worth it. Anybody who's thinking about joining, I definitely recommend it. The money I paid, honestly, is nothing compared to all the knowledge he drops, all the gems, and he teaches you. Like if he tells you I'm going to teach you 1 through 10, he's going to teach you 1 through 50. Like he's gonna, yeah, it's crazy. Like you're not even going to be able to keep up with everything he's releasing. Like you're gonna try to watch all his videos and you can't keep up. You can't keep up with him. So yeah, definitely, I think you should definitely join. He's not a scam. He's definitely legit. So I recommend you join.
Ramiro, going back in time, back in 2019, when you were sitting there listening to Bigger Pockets and looking at yourself now, what kind of advice would you give yourself back in 2019, that kid watching Bigger Pockets?
I say stop watching and just take action. Stop overthinking it. Because I was overthinking it and I was just trying to come up with all the objections. What if they ask me this? What if that? What if I don't have the money for it? Like don't worry about that. Just like I said, if you're gonna wholesale, just go to a meetup and ask, hey, who's in buyers here? Who are the in buyers here? And talk to at least 10 people. Get all their numbers in, lock up a deal, and just ask them, hey, what area do you buy in? Oh, I buy in this area. Okay, hey, I got this deal. Do you want it? Nah, I'm okay. And then someone's gonna want it, and that's how you lock it up. But you lock it up with your end buyer in mind. And that's how I go about it. But definitely just take action. Stop overthinking it. Once you get that first deal, you'll finally be like, wow, why didn't I do this earlier? Like I could have been so many deals in. Like honestly, think about it. Like if I would have been since 2020, But I mean, it is what it is. I'm just glad I took action.
Better late than never. So
better late than never, man. Just go for it. Don't overthink it.
So 2024 is around the corner. What are you looking forward to for next year? What are your goals?
Like I said, I don't have much time. Like I probably have 3 hours maybe after I get off work, but I'm definitely gonna try to wholesale more properties. Just try to get my capital more up. I want to build a lot more capital, and then start owning long-term rentals and Airbnbs. Well, not really Airbnbs anymore, but midterms. Midterm rentals in case anything happens. And I'm also in Gator. So if anybody needs EMD or a double closing,
tell them about Gator.
What's Gator?
What's Gator?
Yeah,
okay, Gator is basically like me.
You got a hat.
I got you. Gator is basically like what I did, so wholesaling. So you buy a property for, I'm just gonna put the normal version. Like if I buy a house for $100K, and if I'm gonna sell it to you for $120K, then I'm probably gonna need $1,200 in earnest money. And Tyler's gonna be like, hey, show me you're serious, put $1,200 in. Well, a lot of wholesalers don't have $1,200. So that's where I would come in and I would put the $1,200 in for you and basically be like, hey, look, I'll give you the $1,200. How much will you give me from your assignment fee? So they're gonna make $20,000. So from there, they're gonna pay me back the $1,200 plus, let's say if they give me $2,000 for profit, then they'll give me $2,000. But they can't make the 20. They can't make the 18. However much they're gonna make without the earnest money. So that's where I would come in and I would help you out, or double closing as well. And double closing is basically where we come in and we send the funds for you to buy it. Like if it's $100,000, we'll send the $100,000 up front. That way it looks like a cash transaction. In case you can't do any wholesaling in whatever state you're in, then there's a way around that as well. So if you're looking into wholesaling and you need earnest money or a double close, we can put it in the link.
Yeah, we can put everything.
But it should be _ Ramiro Cardenas, and that's on Instagram and YouTube as well.
Yeah. So, talk about 24 goals. Have you finished all your goals that you had planned for this year?
Yeah, I definitely wish I could have had more deals, but you know, I got my first deal, and I feel like that's probably the most important one. Yeah, not the second. Rolling. Yeah, not the second or the third. The first one, because like I said,
it kind of makes it real almost that you can do that. So
yeah, because it's a bit discouraging. You know, you're on the creative Facebook with Pace Morby, and you see everybody on there posting their deals. You know, like, oh, I just closed, and a lot of them get. I'm not gonna say real lucky. I'm gonna say they worked really hard. They worked a lot harder than you, and in their 2 weeks they got a deal. And it's not luck. It's hard work.
It can very much be luck. I mean, I got quite lucky being my first deal that I got. It was the first door I ever knocked. Hey, very lucky that happened.
Hey, man. But you went out there, man. You did it. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you can't get lucky. Yes. But a lot of it's hard work. You know, I don't want to push that luck onto you and expect you to get your first deal in 2 weeks, because that's.
Yeah. Don't expect that to happen.
That's pretty rare. It does happen, but you know, focus on getting 30 no's. Just go ahead and tell yourself, I'm gonna get 30 no's. Maybe 50, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually. You just have to keep pushing. That's all it is.
The thing is with that, I mean, you're getting all these no's, but you're learning so much in how to like communicate with these people, and like. I do door knocking, and I mean, every no that I get is it's just a learning experience for me to be like, okay, that's fine. I know how to talk to these people more, and I know more of their objections and what to counter with. So it's all a learning process.
Of course, and also you can once you go ahead and door knock and they tell you no, when you walk away, you kind of like, oh man, dang, why did I say this? Or why did I say that? Yeah. You know, I should have said this. I should have said that. So definitely it's learning, It's skills you're developing. Mm-hmm. You just don't see it. It's like, you're going and going, and you think you're not making progress, but you're really climbing up the mountain. Yeah. But you think you're down here. Mm-hmm. And then before you know it, you're at the top.
Right, yeah.
It's just a numbers game. You want to talk about yourself? How you got your first deal?
My first deal.
Your first deal.
My first deal. It was a pocket listing from the realtor. So the story was, I was living in an apartment with my wife out here in Texas, and I was walking around and I found a brokerage firm, a real estate brokerage firm. So I was on my way to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, as we all know, it's a local gym. And I was all sweaty, and I just ran and went inside the brokerage shop. And I said, hey guys, what's going on? and I said, yeah. And I said, hey, I've been listening to Bigger Pockets. I want to buy a property. And sure enough, they had a pocket listing. It was a 1,500 square foot house in Beaumont in 706. They sold it to me for $86,000. Mm. Okay, right now it's worth about $200,000.
Was that $86,000 at market value, or was it below? Or?
It was below market value.
Okay, below market value.
I had a good $5,000 in equity. Okay. It was worth $94,000. I remember when my appraiser came back. It was $94,000, so I had a $7,000 built-in equity. Yeah. I just made $7,000. And then I remember the day we closed, the property management company handed me a cool $25 because it was rental money overage. It was great. I was like $25. I did nothing.
This is Double H Property Holdings. Yeah. We had a podcast with them not too long ago.
And I was like, that was my first story. Yeah. And I was hooked. I was like, wait, I got paid for just sitting?
Yeah.
Just hold the property?
Yeah, for sure.
And now the checks have been getting bigger. But.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely. And my first wholesale deal, like, if you really, really, really think about it, like it wasn't hard work. I mean, it was hard work in a sense, but you're not out there with a jackhammer. You're not out there pulling on some big wrenches. It's just making phone calls, guys. It's just making phone calls. I've done real hard work for a lot less pay. And that one wholesale I made, you know, it's like about a month of my work. And that's me working every single day. Every single day. I made what I make like in 1 month and like, I don't know, maybe 10 hours of work. If you count in the paperwork and all the phone calls back and forth. And that's maybe exaggerating. It's way less than 10 hours. I'm just giving you an example. So definitely, once you put the work in, you'll see the benefits. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, and it's a lot like it was pointing out earlier, where it's mostly just consistency. It's not necessarily super hard, rigorous work, but it's being consistent and being able to see the progression, but knowing that it is happening and that, you know, you're moving forward, and then you'll, you know, eventually get to where you want to be. So
yeah, definitely. And it's definitely in the follow-up as well. I feel if I didn't follow up with the agent, the deal, I think some other investor would have got it. Definitely. So it's definitely in the follow-up. If they tell you they're not interested or something, you know, just, hey, reach out back. Just text them. Hey, are you still interested? No. Okay. Just keep texting them. You know, the worst thing they're going to say is no. So.
The way I see it, every day is a new day, my man.
Yeah, every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day to make a new deal. So they say no yesterday.
Every day is
tomorrow,
a new day.
they might say yes.
Every day is a new day to get cussed out by an agent. Hey, if they're not telling you, they're not cursing you out, man, you're not doing it right, man. You're not doing it right. I look forward to at least getting cursed out by, you know, by 3 agents. And then, hey, man, I'm still interested. This guy here, man, he doesn't give up. Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is the number 9 episode on the Creative Investors Hub Real Estate Podcast. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.